Welcome to Daggers and Shadow Daddies.
We're your hosts, Ryan and Adriana. Close your legs and open your book. Let's get to reading.
Warning, this podcast contains explicit content.
It's about to get nasty.
It's all vibes and no facts.
Let's get to spoiling.
Actually, there are spoilers if you plan on reading this book, so spoilers ahead.
Welcome to Grandma's Smut Corner 3, where the books aren't as smutty, but they did belong to Grandma.
No. This is a bonus episode where I have Ryan read a smutty book and I read one of Grandma's romance books.
So, before we get started, what was the title of your book?
Mine was called Canine Refuge.
Ooh, look at that cover. Look at that fellow.
What did you read this week?
I read A Timeless Classic, published in 2015, I think, mass published in 2021. It garnered so much in the way of fandom and excitement. It is nothing less than a cinematic masterpiece translated to the page for us to enjoy. Recommended by Raina.
Yes.
My book this week was Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yes. I've been looking forward to talking to you about it. I have not read this book. Just another little bit of a warning. This will have spoilers if you plan on reading it. But can you tell me about it? How was it?
It's like Blue Man Group got sexy.
Oh. Is there music involved or just Blue Men?
Maybe it was just music in my heart. There's big old blue men, big old blue dongs, in a very cold planet.
Oh.
We spread our cheeks to the story of a bunch of women in a small room in a spacecraft. And this woman wakes up, her name is Georgie.
Are these human women?
Yep. Don't worry, there aren't. No, there's I believe we hear of one or two other women that aren't human. We'll get to them.
They're in a room in a spacecraft. Are they flying it, being flown?
They're captives.
Oh, no.
Not to worry, there's a group of other women who are also awake that have been taken. Georgie wakes up, she's panicking, and they're like, don't scream. And she knew. He was like, nope, I can't scream. She's looking around and she sees several different types of alien. They're doing all kinds of weird science and whatnot. There's big ones that appear to be stupid and little ones that seem to be running the show. They're pretty smart. She's like, why don't we scream? And her friend's like, shut the fuck up, homie. Like, you don't want to know. So they're going back and forth. They devise this plan. Then some ginger wakes up. It's important to note, she's got red hair.
That's important detail?
I don't know. It's the only detail we got about her, besides the sound of her screams. She wakes up. She wakes up. Now, would you like to take a guess as to what happens?
So they're still on a ship.
Oh, yeah.
They're captive. Main girl is Georgie.
Yep.
And a ginger woman wakes up.
I don't think you should call her that.
Why not?
I think her name is Ginger.
Oh.
She happens to have red hair, but you can't just be throwing her on things like that, Adri. Come on. You're better than that.
I'm assuming she gets chosen as one of the next test subjects.
Close. Instead, what happens is she begins to scream. They're like, shut the fuck up, bitch. She does not shut the fuck up. The aliens come and assault her sexually. Yep. It was awful.
No.
I swear, I almost DNF'd the book. It was so fast.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was super terrible. So, now we know why nobody's allowed to scream.
Oh my God.
It makes the aliens horny or something.
Oh.
We don't know. I don't know if it was punishment or horny. I don't know. It wasn't clarified.
I'm so glad I didn't read this.
Yeah.
That is intense.
Yeah, it was nuts. So they developed this plan. They're going to beat up the little aliens who are in charge and then beat up the big aliens and take over the ship or try to manipulate the big aliens. Something along those lines. They somehow do take down one of the little aliens. Boom. Spaceship's going to crash into this planet that they're near.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what do we do? What do we do? Somebody fly the spaceship. There was some discussion as to why this plane kind of sucks, and by then it was too late. They'd crash the spaceship. So they crash land. Less of a landing, more of a crash. It's super cold. This planet is covered in ice.
Yeah, I would assume you'd die so quickly.
Well, not to worry. They're in shelter, and for whatever reason, there seems to be some energy and some food on the spaceship to keep these women alive. And they don't know yet why they were abducted, but they heard the aliens discussing things like, hey, we're going to drop these ones off here, and they'll just be held captive for a while, and then we'll come pick them up again. Like they were gathering cattle at a feedlot. It's kind of the idea. But Georgie is like, fuck this, we can't survive on these rations forever and just burning shit on the ship.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go out and adventure. And they're like, don't worry, Georgie. There's a gun. You take it. You're the brave one. She's like, no, but also, yes, I'm the chosen one. So she takes off and she finds water on this planet. She realizes she can breathe the air. This is amazing. Finds some water if it's not frozen. She's like, ooh, this is really something. And she reaches out to grab this strange plant, see what's up. Boom, a fish comes up out of there and tries to bite her, and it's huge.
Oh, okay.
It's like an alligator type thing, but there's little sticks sticking up out of the water. It's how they breathe or something. She's like, oh, fuck, I about got eaten. This is scary business. So she goes taking off. She takes off, goes running, gets caught in a snare. Oh, what the fuck? What's trapped me? Not to worry, it's this blue fellow. I'm really summarizing the story quickly because
I like it.
I don't remember all of it either. Not a lot fucking happens in this book, but it's all described more vividly. She meets this alien. They do not speak the same language, but he immediately smells her lady business.
Oh, no.
Because he's like, oh, fuck yeah, pheromones, baby. And he starts vibrating, right?
Oh.
From his perspective, he's got this vibrating urge, and he's like, ooh, I smell her lady business. He's like, it smells like it tastes pretty good. So he goes down on her immediately.
Oh, while she's in the snare?
She may be out of the snare. I don't quite know.
Well, I mean,
It was literally within the same, like, event. I believe she meets him. He's trying to talk to her. They don't speak in the same way, really. And he's like, well, fucking, I'll just eat her out. And she's like, I guess this is not as bad as being eaten by that fish. She's like, what do you know? Got the pussy loving alien. Is what she says. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, so he does a wonderful job, right? To completion.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he gets right after it to completion. And he doesn't know what a clitoris is, but he learned. He's an intelligent life form. He's like, hell yeah, brother. Well, then she's overstimulated because she came. And she's like, get the fuck off of me. And he's like, he's still getting after it. And she's like, oh, please. And then she's like, no, I need to eat something. And he's like, hell yeah, I need to eat something. And she's like, God damn it. No, like, I'm hungry. I'm starving. So he gives her something to eat. She tries to eat it. It's super spicy. She like throws up. She can't get enough to drink. It's just disgusting.
How big of a bite does she take of this new
It's not
food?
a big bite, but it's really, really bad. She can't eat it. She's like, nope, this is bad. And they eat everything raw, I might also add.
Oh.
So they eventually get to the point where she's like, I'm Georgie. And he's like, Joji. And, you know, George of the Jungle style.
Yeah.
And he's like, Victor. I believe his name is Victor, but it's basically Victor and Georgie.
Okay.
Anyway, they mispronounce each other's names slightly for most of the book, and you switch between their perspectives as to what's going on. They go camp out. They end up in this cave.
Are the other girls still in the spaceship all by themselves?
She's still trying to find stuff for them, right? She's like, they have enough food to last a few weeks.
Okay.
I need to really find a spot for them to move into. And Victor shows her this sweet cave where he's like, get you warm, you know? So he like makes a fire and whatnot for her because she's like, oh, fuck, I'm cold. And she took shoes and all kinds of snow gear off of one of the aliens on the ship. I forgot to mention that earlier. They only have a couple toes. So she had to cram her feet into these boots that don't fit very well. She's very cold, even with the cold weather gear. Victor's like, hey, you wear my stuff. And then they kind of like body heat and exchange, and they fuck occasionally.
Oh, wow. It moved that quickly. Like, here's shelter. Where does he live? Where does he live?
We're going to get there. We eventually find where he lives. But for the time being, they have little caves and stuff sporadically spread throughout the area because when they go hunting, they need space to get in and out of the weather for their longer journeys. Eventually, they go to this cave that turns out to be an old spaceship. And there's some intelligent computer thing there. And the computer thing is like, recognizes her. It's like, now speaking human language. And it's talking to her in human language. Victor's looking around like, where the fuck is that voice coming from? And why is it not speaking my language?
Oh, so now they have a translator.
Ish. So she talks back and forth to the computer. She's like, hey, his species was brought here long time ago. Meant to propagate and to be kind of an experiment thing. But he has this symbiote type thing, which is what he keeps saying is wiggling on him or vibrating or whatever.
What?
Yeah, he's like my I'm going to call it a symbiote. I don't remember what the fuck it was called. He's like, my something vibrates for you. And he takes it as true love. Like, it can only happen when you're in love.
Oh.
And she's like, I don't have whatever the fuck you're talking about. And then she's talking with the computer, and they're like, oh, they have that thing because otherwise you die on this planet. It slowly kind of poisons you, but that makes you more hardy. And it, it's just a helpful thing to have if you're going to be here. And this lady's like, fuck, I need to fix this ship so we can go home. And the computer's like, well, do you want to know what he's saying? And she's like, fuck yeah. It's like, cool beans. I'm going to upload into your brain.
Oh, wow.
The matrix of how these motherfuckers talk.
So this is
it's a super robot.
Sentient
spaceship
AI thing?
Yeah. And it's been there a long time, but it's super rad. So
it's not depressed being there? I feel like it would be.
It seems to be indifferent toward the whole situation. But she's like, hell yeah, upload that motherfucker. It's like, okay, but you're going to have to reboot afterward because this is going to be a lot. So the computer thing goes boop, puts the dictionary in her brain. She passes out. She's a hurting unit for a hot minute because her brain just got,
Has
matrixed.
she been eating this whole time?
Yeah, he's been giving her some sort of nasty jerky thing. She can barely keep down, but
It's
she
something.
also showed him, she's like, oh, we cook it in the fire. And he's like, fuck, they burn their food. It's gross. Cooks all the flavor out. And she's like, fuck yeah, get the flavor out of it. So she's been eating this jerky stuff and it's been fine. They've been surviving off of sex and jerky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and she's like, worst case scenario is just me and Victor out here and he'll snack on me and I'll snack on jerky and we'll call it a win. He's a super muscly big blue man, right?
Yeah.
It's very important that you know. He's like 7 feet tall and yoked.
Is he nude or is he in clothes?
He had clothes. Now he's mostly naked most of the time because he can handle the cold and he gave her his extra clothes.
Oh.
He's romantic like that. He's cool.
Perfect.
Honestly, he's fine. I don't dislike this dude. And then we get to this point. Once this whole brain upload thing of the dictionary comes up, they're talking back and forth. And he's like, holy fuck, you speak my language. She's like, oh, hell yeah, brother. I got the translator now.
Was he not involved in that whole process?
He was, but he didn't understand what the computer was saying because it was speaking English and he doesn't speak English.
Oh.
So all he knew was the computer made a bunch of noise and then booped her and he was going to destroy the goddamn computer because it hurt her.
Oh.
Yeah, and then her brain reset. She's like, no, computer was helpful. And he's like, the fuck is computer? Because he's basically, Tarzan.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's this thing. And he's like, I don't fucking know what this thing's about.
This is my friend that I go visit sometimes.
And then the computer is like, hey, I can speak his language now, so both of you guys can understand me. He's like, okay, so my thing vibrates for you because we're in love. And she's like, okay, well, I don't know that I'm going to get that thing because I kind of want to go home. And he's like, I'll just go with you. And she's like, no, you belong here. I belong somewhere else. I like you, but I'm not ready for that kind of a commitment to get a symbiote for you. And he's like, oh, well, okay,
is it like
whatever.
being Twitter-pated?
It's like Venom, the symbiote guy from Spider-Man?
No.
It's like an alternative organism that also lives in them.
Oh.
It's what makes them hardy and able to handle this land.
Is it like Venom in
Spider-Man, that's what I said.
Oh, is that what you just said? I don't think I was understanding. I thought you meant like literally in Spider-Man when you said.
Oh, yeah, no.
You're talking about the Venom character and how they. Oh, symbiote. Okay, I'm following. So you have.
It's a symbiotic relationship, right? They require each other.
All right.
And he's like, well, we'll go hunting because these guys have the symbiote thing and I can get you one and then you're golden. And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? He's like, we have to do this with children when they're born. We get them the little symbiote thing so that they can survive long term, but they have to make it a few days on their own because their bodies aren't yet strong enough to take the merging of these entities. Anywho, she's like, hey, good news, homie. Now that we can communicate, I got to get some shit to my people because I got some ladies that are probably starving and having a tough time.
Ladies.
Yeah. He's like, oh.
There's more of you.
Ladies, indeed. And he's like, okay, we're close to my house. Why don't we go check out my place real quick? We'll get you warm. We'll get you some clothes and get you some decent food. We'll discuss the symbiote thing. And then, we'll go get your ladies. We'll grab a bunch of my people and we'll go help your women. She's like, well, it does sound nice. They show up to this place. Turns out he's like the chieftain of this place. His little symbiote thing only vibrates for her. We also learn from a lady doctor within his tribe. She has some sort of magic power to talk to the symbiotes and help people heal.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't have a symbiote, she's not super helpful. So Victor's like, hey, help her out. And she's like, okay. And she's telling that lady, she's like, listen, man, you don't have a symbiote. I can't do a hell of a lot for you. Like, drink plenty of fluids. I don't know. They go back to Victor's room. She's like, oh, Victor, he's pretty important. He must have been around a bunch of you guys. And this lady's like, listen, Victor and I, we used to kind of be a bit of an item, people used to think, but we weren't meant for each other. It turns out I was meant for this other guy. Because my symbiote vibrated for him and his symbiote vibrated for me, and we were.
Is this that doctor lady or a new lady?
Yeah, doctor lady.
Okay.
This is really the only other lady that we get to hear about much until we get back to the human people. And Georgie's like, oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, he brings up this little fucking symbiote thing that vibrates all the time. And she's like, yeah, well, that way it's what tells us that we're compatible for mating. And she's like, wait a minute, what? And she's like, well, like when you bear children, like you need to know that you're capable of co-creating life. And so it's going to be something you're going to need.
Oh, no. And so this is how she finds out she and him can mate.
Yeah. Victor's like, hey, we're going to need to get you a symbiote. If nothing else, once the baby's born, it's going to get one anyway. And she's like, the fuck you mean, baby? And he's like, well, how like I've been stabbing you with my special blue pen. And I appear to have inked something up inside you. She's like, motherfucker, there's no way I'm pregnant. We're different species. It can't work. He's like, that's not what my symbiote says.
Oh, no.
It says that I'm going to knock you the fuck up.
Oh, no.
And she's like, God damn it. I don't want to stay on this planet. I don't know if I want to be a mom. And then she's like, also like an alien baby. That seems like a lot. But I've got a day or two to think about it.
The other girls are still just chilling back there?
Well, yeah, she had to get here and she's getting healed, basically. And then she's going to take off and they're going to gather supplies so they can go rescue these women. Because it is a ice tundra and there's crazy bad aliens and stuff out there, right? Creatures and whatnot.
Okay.
So she's like, well, we got to go get my women. And Victor's like, how many women is it? And Jordy's like, I debated on telling him there are 6 women, but I think there's like 3 more in stasis pods that have just been asleep this whole time. She's like, I don't know what to tell him. And also she's like, just so you know, those women still get to choose whether or not they're going to fuck your dudes or not. And he's like, yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, sure. Consent. I hear you. Whatever you need there.
But how many?
Yeah, but exactly how many do we got to go grab? And she's like, fine. There's like 6 of them plus these other ones. He's like, holy fuck, our tribe is going to be blessed because there are not a lot of lady aliens and there's a lot of sausage parties happening around this place. And so he's like, well, I'm going to gather up a group of these fellas and they're going to help me go rescue your women. She's like, are they going to be okay with it? He's like, fuck yeah. He's like, I already told them what you tasted like. She's like, wait a minute. They can smell that? And he's like, don't worry. It only smells great to me because you and I are so linked because of my thing. So don't worry. To them, you just smell like whatever people smell like. He's like, but if their things vibrate, they're going to smell what I smell in that other lady. And they're also going to want to go to, Malatown. She's like, all right, well, I can think of worse things. I just better warn the girls about the horny alien men. So they take off. They go to the ship to go get these women. Some of them are very sickly.
Oh, no.
Like, well, they've been living off of fruit by the foot and gushers.
I thought that they had
Well, they had food, but it was like granola bars and shit.
Type of thing.
I think it was more like
space food.
Yeah, probably more like space food, like meat and a toothpaste thing or whatever. It wasn't appetizing. They were not fans of
But she's only been eating jerky.
Well, and I think they sent her with some supplies. Like, she had some other food stuff.
So
but
she's
also,
doing
she's
better.
not been... Yeah, and to be fair, she's also not a fan of the food situation at this point. Because they don't use spices. It's odd because it's tribal, but also, like, the most Caucasian shit in the world. They're like, no, we don't cook or spice our food.
How is it hot,
chicken.
spicy?
That's what I mean. It's spicy to her because she has alien tongue. I think she's actually probably allergic to whatever this is.
Oh, that's a great
That's
point.
my guess. But I don't know. Anyway, the dudes show up and they're like, not to worry, and they are all horny. And the ladies, she goes to talk to the ladies first. She's like, all right, ladies, I gotta warn you. You see this big blue guy behind me? The first thing he did when he met me was he went to downtown and had himself a snack. And they're like, ew. And she's like, fuck you. I was on a snare. Like, I was just happy to not be murdered. They're like, oh, that's not a bad idea. They're like, we haven't seen men in a while either. And I don't know if there were lesbians involved. I can't remember if any of them were just like, well, we prefer one of the other variety. And maybe there could have been a lady lesbian alien, but there seemed to be a vast shortage of women. She gives them a quick rundown. She's like, it's up to you guys what we do here. Just to give you guys a heads up, though, these aliens are fucking horny. They're going to be helpful.
They're horny but helpful. They got food, they got shelter.
Yeah, they can do both. He's like, hey, we got some warm clothes, and a few of the sickly ones are like, I guess. And then she didn't know if she's like, should I wake up those ones in stasis right now before we make the decision if we're staying and give them that choice?
Great
or do
question.
I potentially wake them up and force them into this choice?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a valid point, actually. She decided to wake him up.
Okay.
So she wakes him up and the aliens are horny for them too. And now there's like 9 of them. And they're like, hell yeah, brother. The stew's got some lady bits in it now.
So was their little thing vibrating for one?
Oh, yeah. No, I think there was just everybody was.
Paired up.
Yeah. It was, everybody's toothbrush is just full blast. The women are hearing it. They're getting excited. Everybody's stoked to be there. They take the women back to the camp. Georgie decides to get the symbiote.
She did?
Yeah. She decides to get a symbiote.
Why
they go
did
on this
she make
hunting
that
trip.
choice?
I think because she didn't want to die and they were going to stay.
At
I
least
think it's
long
part of the idea.
enough to...
Yeah, and I think part of the idea is that it would literally be like you're able to become healthy with the symbiote. Anyway, they have to go attack these big beasts though to get the symbiote. And Victor's like, I'll fucking go get you one. And she's like, but aren't these things like big and scary? He's like, I'd do fucking anything for you.
Oh.
Little symbiote's just vibrating away. And she's like, okay, fine, I guess. She's like, we have to do this again after I have a baby? He's like, you think we're having a baby? So he gets all horny for it because now he knows that he's going to get her all knocked up and they're going to have a little Blue Man Group child. Do you remember Megamind?
Yes.
All I could think of was Megamind as a child. There's the big old blue gourd. And that's what I imagine their babies look like. Also, they have horns, I guess. These blue icemen.
Okay.
I don't remember that. It was a point, but didn't remain a great plot point. But
Just a feature, not a...
huge penis, huge muscles, very tall, kind of lanky, muscly. They're like built like Skarsgårds.
I don't know what that is.
The Google Alexander Skarsgård. I think there's 3 Skarsgård brothers. They're all between the height of like 6'3" and 6'5", and they're very buff. Alexander might be their dad. Their dad is also Bill Skarsgård.
What an odd reference.
Let me see. Yeah.
Is he the guy that did the new Tarzan?
Yes,
he is.
But all 3 of his brothers, they're all big, both of his brothers, they're all big, tall, muscly men.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I imagine this dude's build is. It's muscly but lanky, not like The Rock. They're not built like big, blocky men. They're usable muscle, good at climbing trees and shit.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. I don't remember exactly how the book ended, other than symbiote. All the women are happy.
Did he go get it for her? Did he fight that guy?
I think he had a little band of people and they went and took down the beast and got the symbiote.
For just her or all the women?
I don't remember. I'm not going to lie. I was not heavily invested in this book, to be really honest. They had sex a lot. It was great. Like, honestly, it was not the worst book I've read for this. It doesn't probably even crack the bottom 4. It might be the 4th worst book.
Would you read the next book?
No. Also, thank you, Raina, for telling me that there are several of these. There's like 14 of these.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It must be all of the women as they went through and became knocked up and fell in love.
You'd have to find out.
I won't. But I will say, if you're remotely interested in it, it's kind of a fun little read. Like, it's fine. The sex scenes are odd because they have sex in weird ways. I think he has a knot also.
Oh, okay. One of the,
yeah. And he may have dual penises. I don't remember. He might have a couple penises. I really was trying not to pay attention during those parts. But
there were so many.
There was a lot going on. All I know is the dude's good at going down on ladies. And if for nothing else, I giggled more during this book than I have during almost any other book. It is so self-aware. She literally calls him the pussy-loving alien. And she brings up, she's like, oh, you know when an alien greets you by eating your poos? Like, it's just so fucking funny. And she occasionally compares it to, she's like, well, it could be worse. There's lots of Earthmen that are absolutely horseshit. Yeah, I would say I do recommend this if you like a silly, smutty book. This is silly, smutty. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually.
What would you rate it? In the category that it is.
I don't know how. I'm just going to rate it based off of my enjoyment and my recollection of my enjoyment. I would say it was like a solid probably a 3.5, 3.75. It was more enjoyable than not.
I think that's great. I love it.
Yeah, maybe a 3.25.
I'm surprised you got through it. I didn't know about the beginning there, but the overall, the very little that I heard about it, I was very surprised you did get through it.
That was not painted, though. I think the reason I was able to get through it is it was not painted in a way that it was a desirable thing.
Yeah.
It was painted as an atrocity. So I don't think it was in any way unfair. It was a great time-killing book. I know that it seems, if you're one of those people that really likes to throw stars at things, like Andrea's, then my rating may seem weak. But bear in mind, a 2.5 is literally a take it or leave it, doesn't matter to me, middle of the road book. This is better than that, because it is ultimately one of the funnier books I've read in this whole sphere.
After hearing you retell it, I don't think that I want to read it.
You should.
Because I feel like I got enough out of this. Enough to feel included. Because I do get a sense of missing out when I see all these books and they're like, oh, you should read this. And they give you all these recommendations and I just don't have the time. And I feel pretty fulfilled with what I got out of hearing it from you.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to it in a car. I would have headphones on when you listen to it. Because the stuff that does come up kind of comes up out of nowhere. And it's off and on throughout the book.
Did your headphones disconnect while you were working?
During this book?
Yeah, I thought you said it did.
So I had to stop listening to this book because I had left my charging case in my truck. And I couldn't get back to my truck and my headphone died. It was in my ear. And
That's
I'm like,
what it was.
So yeah, I had to switch to something else for a little bit. I was like, this is not going to work for me. But highly recommend if you want a silly book where people fuck.
Sounds great.
Honestly, it sounds good. Yeah, it was a good book.
Way better than mine, though. I was getting frustrated again with this one, like the last book, but not to the same degree. The Texan, in the last one, he really frustrated me.
Fortunate Twins? The Fortune Twins?
The Fortune Twins. This was irritating, not in the idea of the decision-making of the characters. Like, there was some silliness to it, but more the way the book was moving through the story. I think that it was supposed to be just a cozy read is probably what it was intended for. And what I was trying to read it was get through the dialogue and just get the gist of it and tell you about it. Very little dialogue. A lot of it is telling you about their experiences, what she's thinking of him, he's thinking of her, the awkwardness, all of that. And
I don't know why there's a him and her. This book's about a canine rescue.
Yeah, it's Canine Refuge. And I just gotta say, the whole time...
Do they work at a place where they rescue dogs?
I'm gonna do my best to set the scene because it doesn't make sense. I've never seen a scenario like this. Maybe this is something that happens in California, in cities, and just not something in our area or any location I've ever been to. The main woman, her name is Jana. She is a vet tech, so she's at a clinic. And then there's a shelter included. But it's all in this gated community-like thing. It's like the clinic and the shelter are gated in. And I can kind of see that in California. I think I've seen gated areas in places.
We actually have kitty communities in the town that we live in.
Yeah, but for your vet clinic that you need a door code?
No, correct. I don't necessarily think that we have a community that includes a veterinary clinic.
And then to step it up, there are staff apartments. They live there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Where does this take place?
In California.
Which part of California?
Chance, California? I don't know. I think she has a sister in San Diego. It was, I think, the biggest city nearby.
Oh, do you know what San Diego means?
What?
A whale's vagina.
Oh my God, why did I let you do that? The book starts off with her chasing after a dog that is injured, and the dog is limping out, and who is there at the door? It's this man with the boss. And she looks at him, and he catches the dog, and she thinks she recognizes him as this famous mystery murder writer. And this is when
A
immediately...
murder mystery
There
writer.
we go. Well, I was thinking of the things in the wrong order.
You're fine.
And I was thinking of it as castle. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a castle story where we have this famous writer that supposedly everyone in the entire world knows and just is familiar with. No, not everyone knows who he is. She's just really into this genre already. And so she recognized him immediately. And she isn't able to talk long because she has to take care of this dog. She just like did a double take. And she goes back, and this is where it's all this in her head. There's very little dialogue, and is it him? I wonder if it is. What is he doing here? And we learn that this shelter, the dog shelter part, is not actually a dog shelter. Like it is. It's like a undercover thing. What am I trying to think of?
Is this a vice
front.
operation? Oh my God. Okay. It's a front dog shelter?
The dog shelter is the front for people that need to go into hiding.
Witness protection?
Yes, but it's not really witness protection. It's like if you don't get witness protection, you can
You go to the dog shelter?
You go to the dog shelter in California.
Is this like a Wilfred situation?
I don't know. What's that?
It was a show on FX where a guy, you're left wondering whether or not the dog is real or
Nope.
a guy is in a dog suit. Are these people dressed up as dogs at a shelter to be in hiding?
No. I just think that, so then this main writer guy, I'm going to talk about his, it's so confusing and I need your help actually with kind of grasping how this is logical.
You're so fucked. I can't help.
Shameless plug between chapters.
Want more daggers and shadow daddies? Get a month ahead of where you're at right now. Sign up for 1 month on Patreon and then cancel that shit after you binged it.
That was great.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I know how their advertisements work, and this is what I wish they did. It was only 5 seconds long.
So he wrote a story about a murder that is unsolved back in San Diego or wherever the hell city he's at. And he used to frequent this restaurant all the time. So he got to know the staff. He got to know the owners and was a regular at this restaurant. And one of the owners gets murdered.
Before or after he's a regular?
After he's a regular. So he's been there for a while.
He murdered that guy.
He writes the story about the murder of this restaurant, and it's the stupidest name that I can't find.
Of the
now.
restaurateur, not the restaurant. The restaurant was not murdered.
It's like Dinner for Murder or Murder for Dinner. I don't know. It's something silly like that is the name of his book.
I would think it would be great if it was Murders and Meals. Give us some alliteration at least.
There was some
Death
alliteration.
and Dinner. Oh, look this up. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing little bits. Yeah, Death and Dinner, Murder and Meals.
It is. It's Murder for Dinner is the name of it. I remember
a dumb
thinking,
name for a book.
I think this name's probably already been taken way back in the day.
Wait, why? It's a terrible
so
name.
Cheesy.
Nobody else ever wrote that down. That's why that one was open. Like, what could we possibly call this? Well, this is too stupid. Nobody would ever call it Murder for Dinner.
I'm going to read a part of it. Now the investigation has been ongoing for a year. I was kind of hoping my new book, Murder for Dinner, would lead to them figuring out who did it or at least keep investigating it. Both wives, Louisa and Tanya, seem devastated, although they pretty much run the place now. Declan's mind was messed up from the trauma. I think Declan is the son or something like that.
This man had 2 wives?
Is
Is there a good chance that both of them did it? It's always the wife. And if you have 2 wives, that means both of them did it.
Both wives, yeah. How funny. So Declan's mind was messed up from the trauma of the murder and being a suspect. I can't say how I know him well, but I did believe him innocent. So I had to tell my own version of the story. I made it seem similar, but different enough so it would appear that I believed I was stating what actually happened. So it wouldn't appear that I believed what I was stating was what actually happened. So he's like retelling it. It's close. It's like inspired by this murder that happened.
Wait, but this is not actually what he think happened? I'm confused. He told a story that was similar but different enough that the cops wouldn't assume he had any fucking idea as to what may or may not have happened?
Yes,
And
but
he thought
enough.
this would inspire them to continue looking?
Yes, to continue investigating because they didn't solve the murder.
This author's an idiot.
After all, I don't write nonfiction. So obviously the boss, and now this is him
Wait, so
telling...
he only writes fiction?
Yes.
Why double negative?
So-
After all, I write fiction would have been a much clearer way to say, after all, I don't write nonfiction.
Because this section is him talking to the boss of the shelter to be accepted as into this protection thing, right? You have to be accepted. And he's like, well, I know you're a really famous writer. Are you going to be writing about this place? And he says, no, I would never do that. He's like, well,
then why do you want to live here?
Have a reputation for writing about things in your life. Hence the book about the murder at the restaurant that you frequented. And he's just like, but I'm not going to do it here. So he's being interviewed by the boss of the shelter.
Okay.
And this is him telling him why he needs protection in here and needs to go into hiding. And it's not really protection. It's more, I need a false name, a false job, and nobody to know where I'm at. So the boss guy is like, so who do you think did it? And he's like, I'm not sure. I went to the restaurant often enough to recognize a lot of the other patrons who enjoyed the place too. Sometimes I brought friends and sometimes I came alone. I notice now and then when other diners gave the owner some difficulty, but could any of them be the murderer? Who knows? Although I did make one of the patrons the killer in my story. Not that Nolan had any evidence, though. So he even...
Wait, is this guy's name Nolan?
Yes,
or
his
is there
name
a
is
police
Nolan.
detective Nolan? Okay.
There is no police detective at this time. He is being interviewed by the boss of the shelter.
That everybody knows is a front.
Not everybody knows it.
How does the author know?
He only knows it because he heard a rumor, and so it's not really, well kept. It's not a great secret, but enough that the right people know about it if they need it, I guess. It's so silly. This is chapter 1 to set the scene.
Sucks.
So yeah, we're in a gated community. You interview. He got accepted as long as he doesn't have a cell phone. He is only allowed his laptop with limited internet connection because I didn't even tell you why he needs this protection for writing this book. Is because someone has been threatening him to kill him if he doesn't remove the book from the shelves. If he doesn't...
As if he has say over that now.
Yeah.
The publisher no longer owns this book.
Yeah, so he's getting death threats. And he just released this book in the last couple months. And he's like, I need to go into hiding. His house has been burned. I think he was shot at. A lot of violence.
You should have read the Fortune Texan thing. You'd have been fine.
Just figured
Fall
that.
into a creek, shit your pants, and take them off. That's the real way to do this.
Instead, I'm assuming that you pay to go to this place to be...
Well, yeah, it's a goddamn gated community / veterinary hospital.
So how do they get away with bringing this in and keeping it secret? The front is that the guy who owns the shelter, he is hiring homeless people and he provides housing for them, and that they are allowed to work at the staff at the animal shelter and train the dogs, work with the dogs, feeding them, all these things, right?
Like a rehabilitation?
Yes, yeah. And that's what keeps people from being suspicious.
No, I'm going to bring this up. I believe the proprietor of that place is also committing several forms of fraud.
Turns out, at the very end of the book, I learned I probably should have learned it sooner, but finally I read some bit of information because I was skimming. He's an undercover cop for that town, running this entire establishment.
This whole town has a budget enough to set up a fake gated community and a fake veterinary hospital specifically for canines, or are there other creatures there?
It's all kinds of... It's a real vet clinic. Real people are bringing in their dogs to this. So the town...
But all the people working there are unqualified? Is there a single veterinarian working there?
The people working at the animal shelter are the unqualified individuals.
Okay.
So she is
the veterinarians are qualified.
Yes. And she is a vet
tech,
a real one. And when they're done taking care of the dogs, they take them over to the shelter to be monitored for several days. Like, it's a very fancy thing. Like, if our dog, I can say his name on this, no one's gonna.
If Noodle.
We've said his name.
Oh, fuck, they're gonna find us.
If Noodle, let's say, got bit by a snake, like we talked about earlier, right?
I'd suck the venom out.
You take him to the vet, and they're like, he needs to stay overnight.
No.
They do all this stuff.
I stay with you.
He would stay there for a whole week based off of this book before he was returned to the owners, because he'd start at the vet clinic, and then he would go to the shelter, and then he would be monitored. And that is how we get this back and forth between the vet tech and this guy at the animal shelter, because they always need to be like, handing off the dogs, and he comes over, he's like, hey, I want to check on this, and she's like, oh, I want to check on this dog. Throughout the entire fucking book, they're constantly just like sneaking around like, hey, I just wanted to see how's Mika doing, and all of this.
Stupid. This could have been an email.
It really could have.
Shut up.
And these are like, I'm assuming they're our age, really. The way, if he's a famous author, he's got to be 30s, I'm assuming.
I don't know, man. I'm not in that community. I don't know how young you could be. What I will say is I don't understand how he's famous.
He wrote a famous murder mystery.
No, this is the real kicker, though.
It's like Castle.
Yeah, other than dumber somehow. Like, I know what I'll do. I'll write a story that's loosely based on what's going on here, but make it vague enough that it's not really what I think happened. But then it happens to be the thing that happened, and that's why he's being targeted.
Yes.
And also, you're hoping that your book sells so well that it forces the police into continuing to investigate. Your idea of hiding is to go over a couple towns to this dog shelter / veterinary hospital known for just allowing homeless people to show up and work in it.
Yes.
I might also add within a gated community.
Yes.
No fucking gated community HOA is ever going to allow you to hire homeless people to work on grounds.
It's some sort of nonprofit thing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's clearly fraudulent, right? Because it's being run off of government grants. Clearly.
It's not, though. What I think it is...
How much money do you think that vet clinic is just spitting into paying these fictitious homeless people?
I think that what's happening is he shows up and he is paying to be allowed this protection of this front that they've provided.
So that they can forge fake documents to IRS and your state governments. This is California. They're paying state income tax.
Yes.
There's a lot going into all of this.
I actually don't even know if he's really getting paid or if he's paying them to stay at the apartment and he gets to hang around at the shelter. I don't know.
Well, no, but think of it even for insurance purposes, right? You're around animals. Workman's comp, you need to be covered. You need to have all of these people covered in case the dog bites somebody. There's so many things that go into this that I refuse to believe that law enforcement is heavily involved in this.
Actually, law enforcement loves it because at the end of the story...
They're all Belgian Malinois, all the dogs.
There is a canine dog. There's a stupid detail.
It's an undercover dog.
It's
in there. He knows how to pretend to limp so he can get into the veterinary clinic. They're like, good job, Fido.
There's an odd detail that I thought was going to be a thing because it was mentioned 2 times. The boss's wife is a former canine police unit dog person. I don't know what you call it.
And now he is currently a canine unit, technically, because he's a law enforcement officer in charge of all of these dogs.
The writer?
No, the guy in charge of the facility that you said is also an undercover cop.
I don't know.
He's also technically a canine unit.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes no sense. So that was just me setting the scene for you. Why he is there, why she is there, the setup of the places that we're going to be visiting.
You know what you do? You know how to test and see if it's a canine unit or not. You throw a bunch of tennis balls in that joint, you wait for all the dogs to grab up a tennis ball, and you just scream, oust, obnoxiously, and see which ones drop it. And you're like, you're undercover, you're undercover, you're undercover.
They don't even mention that type of thing in the training, because he gets paired with a canine dog.
That is mostly German command.
It wasn't.
Then this is poorly written.
It was poorly written. All right, let me get back to...
Did they teach it in English?
Yeah.
Then that would be a very ineffective dog to use with English-speaking people.
I don't know. I kind of understood why they gave him the dog because it was so well trained. They're like, we need to train these dogs to help them find homes. In the end, he didn't adopt this dog. I thought, okay, the couple ends up together and he adopted the dog that he was paired with. No, he didn't adopt it. And I double checked those chapters. I'm like, I will read the last few thoroughly to see if he adopted that dog. Nope.
But he was just pretending to be a dog lover so that he could fuck that girl.
He kind of mentions, he's like, you know what? I think I actually do care about these dogs. When he would like ask her about how's this dog doing.
He's
like,
a fucking psychopath.
Look at me actually caring about these dogs. And he wasn't saying it because he was... he wanted her. He was saying it because the only reason he's there is
protection.
Yeah.
Sure. But he's still a shitbird.
Yeah, he kind of is. So she sees him. She's like, that's a famous writer. He catches the dog, and she's like,
He's like, that girl's got a nice body.
He does say
they
that.
notice each other.
She then goes back doing her thing, being a vet tech, thinking all about him. Is it really him? Oh my God, kind of starstruck. This is a big deal. What is he doing here? I need to warn the boss who he is because he's going to write about this place and we cannot let people find out.
Wait, the vet techs are in on the conspiracy?
The vet techs know, and so does the veterinarian. They're aware of the conspiracy.
What the fuck? This is not a well-kept secret.
It's not.
This is why people know where to go.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to tell a bunch of vet techs some shit not expected to get around.
Yeah. Well, I actually started to think, you know what? I don't think the cops know it's a front.
Well, they must, because the one dude's working Vice.
Yeah, they must. But anyways, so he goes with the boss guy, and that's where I was telling you he's being interviewed. He gets accepted. He gets a room. So then he's just like, oh, I didn't even tell you the craziest thing. There's staff cafeteria here. So after his interview,
that's the craziest thing is that there's a staff cafeteria.
It's like, oh, there's a cafeteria. Yes, because the people that work there at the animal clinic,
live on grounds.
They live on grounds. They have no access to anything. They're completely cut off because that is the service that you were being given. So they also have staff
Who the
cafeteria.
Fuck cares? We have been to veterinary offices several times. Never once have I concerned myself with where these people go when they're
The
not
vet
here.
clinic is technically separate. It's
from what? The government? It appears to be a sovereign nation.
Because, like, she is aware of the cafeteria. She can go eat there, but she's able to leave this campus. Because,
yeah, she's not a prisoner. She can go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, but he can't leave.
Sorry, Del Taco. They're in California.
So she's like, I need to figure out if this man is who I think he is. She's aware of this whole program. She's aware that anybody who works at the animal shelter is part of this protection and is assuming a new alias and that they are trying to be hidden.
Is his name really Nolan or is that his alias?
That's his real name.
What's
his
his
alias is Josh. So then she goes to the cafeteria and she's like, I'm going to stumble across this man. And she's going through the line. She's like, oh, look, it's the boss and his wife. She's like, I know them. She's like, hey, guys. And she sees a spot right next to Nolan, the famous writer. And they're like, yeah, have a seat with us. And then in her head, she's like, exactly where I wanted to be so I can ask him questions if he is who I think he is. And so she sits down and he's like, hi, I'm Josh. And she's like, hi, Josh. And it's written like that she puts emphasis on his name to mess with him. And then from his POV, he's like, I wonder if she knows. And that's this whole book is her, not the whole book. The whole first part of this book is her trying to get this information from him.
She's not doing a great job. And I might also add, is Josh unaware that everybody else knows that he's not really Josh?
Everybody knows there at the cafeteria, right? Or at the shelter that Josh is probably not your real name, but it's nobody's business. And he's not allowed to tell anybody his true background. He has an assumed background, like, hey, why are you here? Because he's a former homeless man now.
Is he wearing, like, Master of Disguise, like, makeup? Like, he's got a fake nose?
No, she's the only person
He didn't even dye his hair.
Who recognized him.
Well, so he wasn't that famous.
So the boss pulled the boss aside. It was like, hey, you need to know, this guy is famous. He's like... He didn't say, I know who he is. He just pretty much says he is
Shut
a new...
the fuck up.
Exactly. He's like, he's a new staff member and his name is Josh.
So, could we call this vet clinic Tears?
Why?
Sometimes you want to go where nobody knows your name. Doom, 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 doom.
She doesn't let up. And it pissed me off because I'm like, girl, you were aware he's there for hiding. He gave you a name. And she's like, but I gotta know. Because he looks just like this famous man.
Nosy bitch.
She is a nosy bitch. They all meet for dinner in the cafeteria.
Oh, for dinner as well? It's been lunch and dinner?
Well, it was like noontime when the dog situation happened. And then interview, now cafeteria. And she wants to find a reason of who he is. She invites him there at the cafeteria up to her apartment to go read her manuscript because she's a writer. And he's like, oh, that's really interesting, And she's like, do you like writing? He's like, yeah, I like writing.
Like me passing Dr. Dre my mixtape.
That's exactly what it is.
Yo, Jason, Check this out.
But it's also confusing because she invited him to her apartment where the manuscript is, but by the end of the book, her apartment is like also not on the campus. It was confusing. I don't understand. Doesn't even matter. He comes up there and he's like, oh, we're just friends, just get to know the vet tech, whatever.
This is weird. You should not invite strange men up to your room, even if you think you know who they are.
Yeah. So he's up in her apartment and she's like, I really like reading. He's like, yeah, same here. And the whole time he's like not giving in.
He should pretend that he doesn't know how. That
would
have been so much smarter.
He's like, why would you ask me for writing advice on your manuscript? She's like, come on. He's like, no, my name is Josh.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah, he's just like not giving in at this point. And she's just like, all right. What
other skills does he have that he could have pretended were his thing before this?
I don't know. I don't think he gave, he just said, I'm just here for family things. Like he's got family problems. That's why he has to be there.
Oh, he wasn't homeless before that. He's not playing that egg.
No, he wasn't playing that angle.
Which seems foolish. He should have been like, I know 6 different ways to turn a KFC spork into a shiv. Whenever she tried getting too close, he should have growled at her a little bit. Pretended to go full crazy.
He's so attracted to her. And she's so attracted to him. And she's like, I'm convinced this is this famous man. And he's like, I'll read your manuscript. And she's like, awesome. Love it.
Well,
would love some
pointer. Keep up the whole I don't know how to read thing very long.
He didn't, but he was not going to admit he was the famous writer. So he takes it and he goes home, or he goes to his apartment that night. He reads it, and like any fucking man, it's a spicy murder mystery book that she has written. And he is like, the only reason she would give me this manuscript is if she's trying to hint at she's into me, because why would you give me this book with sex scenes if you're not into me? I'm like, God damn it. You're the famous writer. She's aspiring to be a writer.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to give Josh a bit of a pass on this, because if she is aware of his work, it would have very little to do with what she wrote. A romantasy book versus murder mystery. They're very different.
But should you be picking up signals from...
Yeah, she could use Grammarly if she was just worried about the construction of her novel. If she keeps hey, come up to my room to read the manuscript. Not, hey, I'll bring the manuscript tomorrow to work. I'll pass it off to you. Or whatever.
This is another fucking part of this story.
They can't bring things from home.
No, it's not that. It's more his life is a secret, and I don't think he's allowed to fraternize with her. So
who's he supposed to fraternize with?
No one. I don't know.
It's a celibate community.
I guess. I think they are assuming these rules because everyone is aware how flirty they are and nobody gives a fuck. But they are sneaking around because she is keeping it a secret. She's like, I'm secretly writing a book. I'm a vet tech
writer.
I'm a vet tech during the day and a writer at night. And I'm keeping this a secret from everybody because...
And he read it and was like, you're just writing pornography with more steps.
So that kind of sets this whole thing up of they need to secretly meet up so they can talk about her manuscript because it's a secret. I don't fucking know.
Is he giving her pointers, though? Is he giving her actual constructive feedback?
He said he would from the POV of any other guy because he's not a writer.
Make her tits bouncier. You did it. When she runs, make sure her boobs jiggle when she stops running for just a second or two afterward. Physics, leave it out of this book. Also, his cock is average sized.
So they agree to meet up tomorrow morning at the cafeteria so he can learn more about her job and what's going on around this place.
Why does he need to learn about a vet tech's job? You don't even know your job yet.
I don't know, but
learn your own goddamn job.
He's asking
Josh.
questions, and she said yes. So then she sneaks out of his apartment, he sneaks out of her apartment. That's what it was.
Oh, he stayed there?
He went back to his room, apartment thing. It doesn't make sense because I don't think she lives on campus. So the next morning, she shows up and she goes to the cafeteria. She doesn't see him. So she goes to the clinic to go start checking on all the animals. He goes down to the cafeteria. He doesn't see her. So he goes to the clinic. He's like, hey, will you help me with this dog? And one thing about it is she saw him pick up the dog when the first interaction happened. She's like, oh my God, he's so strong. And he's just like,
This is a very rotund dog.
I don't know.
Oh my God, it's a Newfoundland. Look at him go.
She's like, he's so strong. And he offers to pick up this dog. And she's like, yeah, because she wants to see him pick up the dog, I guess. I don't know.
And there's just a shivering chihuahua on the floor.
It's just all this tension. And before he went down to the cafeteria, we learned that he got a threatening email telling him to quit doing all this stuff. So he needs to go back to
whoever's upset with him has his email address.
Yes.
Change your fucking email address, Josh.
Harassing him on social media also. He saw some things there.
They're on Twitter. Like, his book sucks. Fuck him.
The doctor comes in and he has them take the dogs for a walk together because the dogs are doing great. He's like, we need these dogs out for a walk to make sure 100% that they're good. So now they have an opportunity to talk about our manuscript. So they're going for a walk together, right?
Somebody bugged the collar of one of the dogs.
No, it's not that interesting.
Oh. Bummer.
She continues to hound him about like, hey, we're on this walk. We're the only people here. I know who you are. And he's like, no, I'm not. And she hounds him. And finally, he's just like, can you keep a secret? And she's like, yeah. He's like, I am who you think I am.
He broke so easy. This guy needed this place, but I might add him knowing about this place seems to be a liability. He is not good at keeping secrets. Josh, all you have to say is, can you keep a secret? Yeah. Listen, I've smoked a lot of pole for crack.
He just met her yesterday also.
But she seems so trustworthy.
Yeah.
And also, if you ever write a romance novel, I support you 1,000%, even if I were a famous castle-like writer. I'm not going to be your target demographic.
No.
You don't have to bring that to me.
So that was kind of also the thing. Like, she's writing similar style books to him.
What the fuck's happening in hers?
Hers just includes sex.
Oh, okay.
That's about the only difference.
Is it basically the same book you just read? So we have a murder that did occur in this book. He wrote about it.
Yes.
There's sex in this book.
Yes. Oh my God, you're right. Inception.
You're just reading the book that they wrote.
Oh my God, you're right.
This is her manuscript.
This is it.
It makes sense. It was her first try. It sucked. He did not give her pointers.
So then she goes back to the clinic. She's like, well, it's been 10 minutes. I can't be away from work for that long. He's like, yeah, okay. So he had to take the dogs back to the shelter. She goes to the clinic to go finish up work. He's back at the shelter and he actually is learning about his goddamn job. They're like, hey, we are all paired up with a different dog and we need to train them to assist them with getting adopted. He chooses the canine dog that is fully, completely trained. He just needs to keep up at it.
But he's using English commands. That dog is going to be garbage.
Yes. Oh, and before the doc left, he brought another injured dog during that whole event.
To whom?
To the vet, the actual veterinarian. So he got to run
another shitty dog?
Something went wrong at the animal shelter, and he's like racing over, and he's like, boom, 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 boom. And the vet is like, hey, Jana, that's the main female character. He's
Jana?
like, Jana, I'm headed out. And all of a sudden there's a knock at the door. Who is it? It's him. And they meet eyes and he's got the injured dog. Like, oh my God, he cares so much for these animals. Like he actually likes animals.
He kicked the shit out of that dog so he could go see Jana.
And this is one of the ridiculousness of the level of vet care. It's not that it's not ridiculous to take care of a dog. It's this dog has a cut. It doesn't need stitches. It just needed some antibacterial ointment on it. Like it's mentioned, they put the cone of shame on it so it doesn't lick it. That's all logical. This makes sense. Now the dog needs to go back to the shelter for several more days for monitoring. And they check on this dog hourly.
Where are these dogs coming from?
I don't know.
If he brought this dog in, this dog came from the other side.
Yeah, I think it came from the shelter. And he's taking it out.
I think he cut that dog.
He said it got tipped over while playing and it scraped itself.
Like scraped through the fur?
Yeah.
I love this so much. We have dog. I've seen him do some really absurd shit.
He's never scraped himself.
Not like that.
Let alone needs hourly care because...
Our dog was tore to shit and they were like, you can take him home after we put in and shave his ass.
Yes.
Like, we're going to take care of him and throw some stitches at him, but...
Hourly 24/7 care being monitored for a scrape because the vet's just like, I need you guys at the shelter. I need the staff there to check on him hourly to make sure he's doing okay.
It's a 24-hour?
Yes. Yeah. The amount of times that she showed up at the clinic so she could run into the guy to feed them and do these things. This is like late at
the
night.
vet tech is feeding the dogs?
Yeah.
She seems overqualified.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So there's dogs at the clinic. There's dogs at the shelter. They're all being monitored. It's excellent. Excellent care.
I like hearing that. To be fair, I do like that part of this.
Literally I can't even imagine taking Noodle to a place like this.
Maybe I've spent some time in hospitals and they didn't give me hourly care.
No, this has to be a wealthy community.
That explains the big fat dogs that he has to be so strong to lift.
Yes. So that happens. He and the managers take the dogs back to their kennels, these other dogs, I guess. And he and the staffers each get a dog. They train them. I've already gone over that part. So she works at the clinic and he's at the shelter. This is when I'm figuring it out this far into the book. So they don't see each other for a couple of days. And they're really missing each other. He's not allowed to have a phone. They cross paths one day and he invites her to a secret dinner so they can talk some more about her manuscript.
Is there a store?
No.
At this place, or he just run down to the commissary grabbing some fucking SpaghettiOs and he's like, girl.
Yes, that's exactly. He's like, I'll ask for 2 helpings down at the cafeteria. I'll ask the chef that. And she won't suspect a thing about us
eating. Because he's so good
up.
looking. He can get twice the prison food.
And this is where the book was so boring to explain why the chef would be okay with giving him extra food. So he goes and he's like, I'd like 2 helpings. He gives the story of like, I'm just not feeling like eating here tonight. And the chef's like, yeah, no, that's pretty normal that some people would like to take some extra so they don't have to come back tomorrow. And he's like, perfect. And he just like grabs it and he's like acting inconspicuous. And then they meet outside of the cafeteria so they can go up to his room unseen.
I'm starting to think this guy didn't commit the murder that he wrote about because he might be too stupid to have gotten away with it.
It's so silly. So then they go up there. Let me see.
But he was able to come up with a great cover story because he's a writer. Like, I'm going to be hungry later. Oh, this boy is sneaky.
The dinner is purely for reviewing the manuscript and saving his job by doing book signings. So he's been getting emails that...
Saving his job. They were going to take away his authorship if he didn't sign it up.
They're getting pissed. The bookstores, Barnes & Noble, I'm assuming it's just like, where is he? We need him for book signings. We haven't seen him in weeks and he's released this new book. And he's like, I got to come up with an idea. I got an idea. I'm going to sign stickers and mail them to the bookstores.
Because what people really want at a book signing is actually just to see what your name looks like.
Yes. Yeah.
What a fucking
This
idiot.
was his brilliant idea, but he's not allowed to leave the campus, so he needs to recruit her help to go mail these out.
Why wouldn't he have just faked his death?
It would have been so much easier.
Yeah, the death threats would have stopped. They burned your house. You could have pretended you were in it.
But we don't get this tension in this book.
I don't feel
without
like there's
it.
any tension.
There was
I'm
no
starting
tension.
to believe that this man's life is never in danger.
Yeah, I don't know. So they run into each other in the cafeteria again. They only talk about dogs as to not raise suspicions around the other staff. They get to his apartment. He gives feedback.
He's like, that dog is sexy. I mean... if that dog were writing a romance novel, I'd scratch its ass.
Oh, thank God we're out of the sight of everyone. Do you want to go up to the room? I've got dinner for 2 from the cafeteria.
I'd like to talk about doggy style.
So they go up there. He offers to help her with getting published. There's sexual tension between them, I think really only from his side because of the spice in her book. He asked her if she can mail out stuff for his fans because he can't be there for book signing. And they kiss.
He hands her 63 forever stamps.
Then she makes a plan for mailing these out. So he's allowed a laptop. He's allowed emailing very specific people. He has access to social media to read comments. And I think he even replies back to some of them.
He has a Cricut. He made his own stickers.
He also needed her to go get the supplies. for all of this.
Wait, he got supplies for the stickers. Why not just sign something and drop ship it to these places?
So he can't do it. So that's where he asked her. She's like, I got a plan on how we can mail these out. So then whoever is stalking you and sending you these threats doesn't know you're here in California. We will ship a box of all of the envelopes with the stickers to the different locations. I'll ship them to my sisters in this city and this city. And that's when I learned of San Diego. And
what's the other city?
I don't.
San Diego's also in California.
I don't know. My sisters will open the boxes, grab out the already ready to mail out letters, and they will mail out the letters from their locations.
Seems like just a lot of stamps. The biggest problem I have with this, it is clearly a fantasy novel because of the faith they've placed in USPS. There's no fucking way I'm mailing a package to 3 separate places and it ever ends up there.
No, but it did very quickly. In the span of a week, the package got to her sisters and the sisters mailed them out and they got to some of the book places. And then the publisher got responses back of thanking him for receiving these.
These are excellent stickers. Thank you.
Great stickers, but we still want to see him or what some of these emails are. But we don't learn that at this point. We're just making the plans. This is their, I think, second time in in an apartment together alone. They kissed, she made the plans, and they kiss again. And the evening's over. The guy keeps checking in on the dogs, hoping to see the girl, and the vet is aware of it, but plays along with them, trying to be sneaky. He's like, are you looking for a certain vet tech? He's like, no. Just here at the clinic, see how the dogs are doing. He's like, all right.
What were you going to do if they weren't okay? You're not qualified. What the fuck was your plan? To tell somebody who knows something? They're already here.
And he's like, well, I better go. And that's like, okay, whatever. And
we should not have hired this homeless man. He appears to be an idiot.
And that's where the whole sneaking around doesn't make sense because people don't give a fuck. The vet is aware of it. He makes a comment like, are you looking for somebody? He doesn't care. I don't know why they need to sneak around.
Beyond that, I'm disturbed at how bad this writer is at lying.
Terrible. He's a terrible liar. So he's been training Spike. That's the name of the dog that, spoiler, he didn't fucking adopt.
No, Spike is a canine unit.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Yeah, you can't take that home with you.
So then she goes and gets all the supplies for him. I don't think it was mentioned if she paid or not. I bet she paid for the supplies for his whole thing. They make up a reason to be alone, putting Spike away after training. Wait,
they like just lock him up in a closet?
They take him to the shelter area.
Oh, okay.
So they're just like,
Spike shouldn't watch you blow me. Get him out of here.
Spike needs back to the shelter. Yeah, he does. Will you come with me just to make sure he's okay? I am not joking. That is what happened. That was their cover story. Spike needed taken back to the animal shelter. He's like, you know what would be great is a vet tech to check on him when we get there to make sure he's okay. The boss of the shelter, his wife, all these people that are involved, they're just like, all right, bye. They're not fucking dumb. They know that's a stupid story. Nobody cares. I don't know why they're sneaking around.
I love that this book is written entirely for a B-plot character. And the entire B-plot of a story is this book.
Yes. So anyways, they take Spike back there. Then they go to the cafeteria, but they act like they're going together. They're like, I'll see you in 10. So he leaves the shelter first to go to the cafeteria to get his food and sat down. Then she leaves, enters, gets her food, and she's like, oh, hey, you're here. All of you guys, you're sitting together. Can I join you guys? I'm like, you're fucking grown-ups. Do you want to sit by the boy or not?
I like that their plan was completely taken from how people have sex on airplanes.
Yes, yes.
This is not original ideas. Like, I know one foolproof method that everybody's been using for 63 years. They'll never see through our clever ruse.
And all before he showed up to this place, she never ate at the cafeteria. Never. She's like, I've never really eaten here before, but there's a cute guy there that I want to get to know. And she just is like, oh, you're here.
She begins losing weight quickly because the food is garbage. She's not really eating it.
So they end up at the same table. Then they go meet up in his room. Again, they're just like, yeah.
He's like, there's a spider in my room a vet tech should come look at.
And this time, the boss and the wife are aware of what his plan is. He mentioned that his publisher is upset. He needs to mail these things out. He's using this girl's help to go get the supplies. And the boss of the boss of the animal shelter and his wife are like, totally on board. We'll help you. We'll get everything together. So now the four of them are up in his apartment getting things together.
Group sex.
No, it's sillier. Husband and wife, they're helping out. They're like, oh, we need to go do something.
They're making flimsy excuses to also go have sex.
Yes, so they leave.
They're like, I'm weird. I'll meet you in 10 minutes in the car. I left breath mints in there. I think my inhaler's in the car. I should go check on it.
The husband and wife, they step out to go do something. This couple are now there, and there's so much sexual tension from helping each other with the manuscript and this and the sneaking around. They kiss, and then it gets hot and heavy. Like, we got to pull it back because they're going to come back. And as soon as they rein it in, knock, 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 the couple shows back up. And they're like, oh, that was a close one.
The apartment just smells odd.
So the following day, she sneaks the stuff to his apartment. I thought she already got it. Doesn't even matter.
What the hell were they doing the night before?
I don't know. Must have been prepping something, and she had to go get more stuff.
Craft table?
Is
this man quilting for his publisher?
Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
This time, and I was in shock, there was an actual sex scene involved in this because she brings up the supplies. And
is the door open?
Yep. It was open.
Is it cracked?
It was cracked open. Yeah.
So you get to hear about how big is his hog? Is it massive?
We don't hear that. We hear she has a voluptuous body that he feels, and they're naked. We hear about them undressing. They're naked. She puts his hand on him. And
wait, she puts his hand on him?
No.
She makes him jack him off?
No. Got it backwards.
This is a wild move. Hold on. I'm not done with this line of thought yet. She's like, I need to keep my hands sanitary just in case. I'm not putting my fingerprints on anything in case you die. She just telling him. She's like, now firmly grasp it.
Overall, it's pretty open, but it is still kind of closed door.
She jacks him off.
They're touching each other. They do bang one out.
Full sexy times?
Yeah, it just literally says that they had sex type of thing.
It literally says, and they had sex.
And they finished having sex.
Oh, they finished even?
Yeah,
both
like it's written kind of like
him?
that.
Which
they
way?
both do.
Ooh, both of them finished it. Look
and
at him go.
he's thinking to himself, he's like, I've had some good sex, but this is great. I think this girl's the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
She got that Marion.
Yes. He was very
What do you think she did to him? Like, what do you think was a turning point? If you're a famous author, arguably a Playboy philanthropist out here solving murders.
Is what I'm imagining.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Castle. Castle's seen some stuff in his day. He's seen some party tricks. What do you think she had to pull out of the repertoire to be like, hey, I think I'm going to marry this girl?
No idea. So they actually have sex, and she's like, I got to get going because boss's wife needs to let me out of the gated area. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you had an apartment at the beginning of this. I think I just messed up. So that's how she leaves him there. And they're like, this isn't going to happen again because, it's not, I guess. I think that they're just in denial over what is happening.
She couldn't stay the night?
No,
he didn't offer to make her a meal? There wasn't like, hey, we're going to drink some Gatorade and talk about what just happened.
Nope. And they don't think that the relationship is forming, really.
I've never heard of a sex scene that actually sounded less sweaty. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like nobody was sweating.
No, it was very...
Nobody's taking a minute. Nobody's taking a cigarette afterward. They were just like, well, I came. Oh, did you come too? High five.
Yeah. They cuddled and was very short amount of time of cuddling because she's like, oh my God, it's getting late. Boss's wife needs to let me out. And if I stay any later, she's going to know what we did. I need to hurry.
You don't think she was going to figure it out anyway?
I don't think the boss's wife gives a fuck.
Yeah, listen to Nancy Drew. You're 30 years old. She doesn't give a shit what you do.
So she leaves after the bang. She sends her sister the cards.
Okay.
Oh, no. She calls her sisters about, hey, I need you to...
I just fucked an author.
No, I need you to receive a package. It's just a silly prank. When you open the package, will you mail out those letters? And it's a prank.
Say package one more time.
The first sister's like, yeah, okay. The second sister, she roasted. I told you this moment. Do you remember what I told you? Because I didn't save what page it was on.
No, I was playing baseball with our son.
My divorced sister, who has nothing to do tonight, answered the phone or something, just roasting her sister for having no husband, in divorce, and just being all by herself, answering the call. And she's like, hey, will you do that? And the sister's like, I don't even fucking care. Like, I don't even, like, whatever.
You're an asshole.
Why these details? I don't know. It was just rude. Her sister, that's the only time the sister is mentioned.
She's like, hey, good news, Jeanette. You're going to be receiving a package like I did.
You don't have that anymore, do you?
Oh, don't worry. I'm shipping something to you.
Then she's back to work, lots of dogs, so she's too busy to bump into the other guy.
Oh, no, she had work to do.
And Jana tells the boss's wife she wishes she could get the guy's number, but she's aware that...
Conflict of interest. He can't have a phone.
He can't have a phone. What do you think the boss's wife does?
Writes him a letter.
She goes and tells the husband. The husband then gets that guy. He's like, hey, I heard that you guys want to talk to each other on phones. He's like, yeah, it'd be really nice if we could exchange emails so we could talk about the dogs more. He's like, no.
No, you fucking dummy.
No. That's against the rules unless you want to get kicked out. Like, I really love that little bit.
Okay, so clearly they are supposed to be sneaking around then.
It was coming from a place of, you're not allowed to have a phone. So, no, you're not.
I thought the exchanging of email was also a problem.
The exchanging of emails is a problem because you were only allowed to have that laptop to speak to very specific people, like your publicist or other necessary things.
Okay, so also because it's not 1996. You're not going to be emailing each other.
Yeah, this is another person who's like, you're fucking dumb. No, you can just, no, you don't
Smoke
need to be
signals.
talking to the
That's what you guys are going to do from
girl.
now on. Don't be talking to the dogs.
I meant the girl.
Don't you bring this shit up to Spike. He can't handle it. He's still dealing with his scrape injury from 3 days ago.
So they're busy working, and I summed up 3 chapters by saying they're busy working.
Thank you.
We go through her workday, and we go through his workday, and them thinking about each other.
Well, cute.
The publicist's angry, but the stickers were received. And I mentioned this just a little bit, where the publicist is like, hey, they got their stickers, but they're still upset. Also, I received a nasty email that the person who's been threatening you emailed me telling me to tell you to meet them back at the restaurant where the murder was, or else the owner will be killed. That's
dumb.
That's the threat.
Okay.
And now this guy, he's really shaken up. He's upset. He's like, oh my God, me being here is going to get somebody killed. I think that's reasonable.
Forward that email to the police, which you should have done already, publisher. Like
he didn't. Yeah, he didn't go to the cops about this.
No, everybody's
He just goes to this guy. Now, this guy, he's going out for a walk with the dogs, like his job.
He's like, it's about 16 miles to that restaurant if I keep a runner's pace.
She shows up and she wanted to ask him, about the stickers. Did they receive them? And he's like, why are you asking these questions? She's like, I just wanted to know. Well, it doesn't make sense. You need to tell me why you're asking this. I'm like, damn, dude, why are you being so aggressive? And she's like,
she's the murderer.
I don't know what his fucking problem is. I think he's a man who can't control his emotions. And she's like, what's wrong? He's like, why do you think something's wrong? She's like, because you're upset.
Okay, so he's out there walking the dog after he's received this terrible news. She comes up to him and he's like, please stop talking to me. I've got to really contemplate somebody's life, whether it's worth me living here with dogs or not.
So yeah, he does then tell her, hey, my publicist got this email. She's like, oh my God, we need to tell somebody. He's like, I don't know. I think I'm going to go to the restaurant. She's like, no, you shouldn't. We need to go tell the boss and his wife. So then now we have like 5 or 6 people involved in this whole thing before any cops are involved.
But other than the boss, who happens to be a cop.
This is when I learned that he's an undercover boss. He's like, all right.
But he's an undercover cop.
Undercover cop, yeah. Undercover boss.
He's an undercover boss. He's actually really, really bad at the basic menial tasks involved.
So he's like, we're going to the police. They go to the police. Then the next day, they go to the police station. He the boss, the wife, and this girl all go to the police station. Why are they all there? I don't know. Only the main guy needed to tell the story and the threats.
Honestly, it's very funny.
And he's reporting the crime. He's reporting this to the chief of police.
Straight to the top.
Yes, because undercover cop, it has connections here.
Yeah, well, I did wonder what form of vice he's working in. He's like, I can't blow my cover. I've been in this too long.
So he's telling the story. The chief is asking questions. He's like, all right, I got a plan. We're going to give you a burner phone. You're going to call your publicist. You're going to ask your publicist to tell that person, email them back that sent the threatening email, and tell them to call this number. So then you can tell them that you can't meet at the restaurant, but you can meet at a local restaurant here in this town. And everybody in the restaurant will be cops, and we're going to catch that guy or whoever it is, right? And this is so stupid. No chief of police is going to be like, we're going to put you in danger to get this guy.
Even if they did authorize that sort of operation, this seems like a lot of hoops to jump through when you could just swarm the building that the guy's going to meet this fella at.
Yeah. No, that's not what they do. So they're like, here's a burner phone. And you should probably keep the phone because the person's going to call you. And I'm like,
it's actually just a phone.
Yeah. I was like, this is how they're going to start talking to each other and calling each other. No, he never did that.
Okay,
Whatever.
good. He knows how to follow a few rules.
Calls his publicist. The publicist is freaking out. This is a terrifying plan. Jana is nearby, and she's like, here, hand me the phone. She's like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm like, bitch, I know what your plan is. You're trying to get friendly with the publicist because you want your paper published.
You may recognize my name from the manuscript of...
And she's like, not to worry. I've got to know him over the past few weeks. He's going to be safe. And the publicist is like, all right, I'll do it.
How would her experience with him as a laborer...
I don't know. But her boss, the veterinarian, was really chill with her making up bullshit excuses to go to the police department with him. And she served no purpose sitting there other than grabbing the burner phone from him to reassure the publicist, this is a good plan and you need to let it happen.
Publicist like, listen, I've read your work. I think you're onto something. We can trust your opinion. Okay, so may I take a swing?
Please.
Have we met the murderer yet?
No.
But we've been introduced to him because
once.
Yes, because it was the other dude who was considered a suspect. That is the actual murderer.
There's a good old twist that I'll save for you at the...
We gotta be in close.
We're very close to the end.
Okay, so it's that, or let me think here. It's either the publisher, which would be very funny.
I did think it was the publisher when the publisher was uncomfortable with doing the plan. I'm like, yeah, because it's fucking you.
Yeah.
No,
or hypothetically, it's the son. The son is the one who definitely did it, right?
You're very close.
Brother? Whatever that relation was to the person.
You actually already solved it immediately at the very beginning of the conversation.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, God, it was the wife.
I just ignored you.
Son of a bitch.
The wife.
I thought you were just blowing me up.
I just ignored you because you solved
Which wife was it?
I don't know. There were two.
Is it both of them?
There's one of them.
Okay. Yeah, well, the wife murdered him.
Well, so
they
this
show
whole thing at the cop happens, and we're back to them just going back to work, waiting for him to get a phone call. And I'm like, oh my God, do I need to hear about her fucking work day and his again? This is way too much. And yes, we do. And then she sneaks up to his apartment, and why are we still sneaking around? They fuck. Yeah, they do.
More open or less openers is just an open and shut. Like, you remember what happened last time? It happened again.
It's kind of like that one, yeah. And now he starts saying I love you to her. And like, my love,
Jeez,
these
what
things.
the fuck is going on? This woman is throwing out some A game on this.
Yeah. And just before she came up, he heard from
Just before she came.
He heard back from the publicist that said, hey, I got an email back. They're going to be calling you at this time. She comes up, right?
Nice.
And they bang one out. He gets a phone call afterwards.
During? Oh.
No, it was like afterwards. And they're like, Friday at 3 p.m. They agree to meet at
These people are both supposedly gainfully employed, and they're like, 3 p.m. on a Friday.
3 p.m. on a Friday. Voice changer on the phone. Excellent detail to this mystery.
I didn't understand that. Can you try to... I'm so sorry. 3 p.m.
So this angry person is like, yeah, I'll meet you there. And he's like, all right, good. So now he's very stressed about it. She is the main girl.
Doesn't give a shit. She's like, we're going to get that. We're going to nail this motherfucker.
She's not invited. She's not included. She doesn't know when. She doesn't know where. She doesn't know anything. She's not invited.
To be fair, she could just be the killer, as far as they know.
So he gets picked up by Boss and Boss's wife, and she's like, oh, I think they're going. And so she makes up an excuse to her boss, and he's like, yeah, I guess if you need the time off, we're a little busy. She's like, yeah, thanks. And so
he's like, several dogs will die when you leave.
She's like,
I need to worry more about my mans.
She follows them to this restaurant, and she's like, I can't go in there, can I? No, it's totally normal for me to show up at this restaurant and just have some afternoon lunch. So she and her dog go inside, and they sit at a booth, and the waiter is just like, are you with the group? And she's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, why would you say yes to that? And she's like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, okay, that group over there. And it's the boss's wife, and the writer. And she's like, yeah, it's them. But she doesn't go sit by them. And the waiter doesn't do anything about it, I guess. I don't know.
Do you want me to leave your water here or over there?
Yeah, it was almost like she was like, they're going to pay for my meal, but I'm going to sit over here type of thing.
What's very funny is if you were anybody else in this story and you see that she shows up and you didn't give her the time or tell her where you were going to be, you could assume she was the goddamn killer.
So yeah, you would. And they don't know that she's there.
Well, no, not yet.
Where she's sitting, they don't see her, I guess, but she sees.
Are you with that group? Yeah, but I'm going to be around the corner.
Yeah. So then you have the classic scenario where husband and wife are in one booth, and he's in the booth right behind him, and they're like talking to each other.
Facing opposite directions, reading newspapers.
Yeah, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and she's just observing this whole situation. Turns out everyone in the restaurant are cops. The waiters, the patrons. The patrons. The patrons are all cops. And none of them say anything about her being there. Like, why would you seat her if you know that there could be a shootout? There's a dangerous person here. Why would you allow an actual guest to enter?
They think she may be the dangerous person. They don't know. They can't be the only people who've showed up here. Also, you could not guarantee the whole restaurant is cops.
Yeah.
At any point after this, because regular people can show up and wish to dine, and you can't just turn them away.
You're right, because how would you know which one is supposed to be meeting?
It's always the problem I have with these situations where I'm like, yeah, okay, I dare you. Fill a restaurant with cops. Yeah, the place is booked all of a sudden. There's been 6 people eating there for lunch for the last 9 years. All of a sudden, there's 42 cops in this place. No cops anywhere else. Everybody's driving, parking lot's almost empty because it's all squad cars. They had to park a few blocks away.
They did. She mentions how far away they parked.
It just logistically never made any sense to me. You can get 5-6 cops in a restaurant before it gets weird. You're not going to fill the place. And also, what the fuck is a line cook? You're going to get an officer to be a line cook?
What is coffee and water?
Why does every patron in here drink black coffee and have a mustache? What the fuck is going on around here? And cops always have that posture.
Yeah. No one was suspecting. He's sitting there for a while, and who shows up? Oh, it's the restaurant's wife, Tanya.
No, it's the restaurateur's wife, not the restaurant's wife.
Thank you. Tanya sits down. He's like, Tanya, what are you doing here? She's like,
I called you earlier.
Some guy called me threatening to kill, I think it's her son, threatening to kill her son if she didn't drive down here, meet him, and get him to come back and meet at that restaurant. So I need you to come with me. And he's like, oh my God, like, I set up this whole plan to try to save you guys, and it's still not working. She's like, yeah, he told me he's going to kill Declan if you don't come with me.
Declan?
Is the name, yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, all right. So he gets up and leaves with her without, I guess, all the cops caring. So
at that point, they were so into their roles, they were enjoying lunch. The guys, and they're whistling back there, grilling some burgers, having a great time.
Husband and wife are sitting right next to him, and they didn't get up or leave.
What, are they going to leave halfway through a meal?
You're going to fucking love the ending, because if there are more books that end like this, it's great. So he follows her out to the Suburban, and all of a sudden she's really calm now. And he's like, so tell me some more. And he's starting to pick up on it. He's like, straight up asks her, did you burn my house? And she's like, why would you ask me that? He's asking her more questions, and she's getting threatening. Back inside Jana with her dog, at some point in the book, she was training her dog to know how to go to him. And so she's like, I think he's in danger.
Spike, go get him.
I don't know what her dog's name is. Not Spike.
Damn it.
She turns to her dog and she's like, go find Josh. And the dog runs out and he goes to Josh. Josh bends down to get to the dog's level.
Grabs a gun out of the collar.
And she's grabbing her gun at that moment when he bends down so he's safe. And then the cops show up and they're like, put your hands on the ground. Well, whatever the phrase is. Not your hands on the ground. I'm not a cop.
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. 2 hops this time. Slide to the left.
So
Slide
the
to the
dog
right.
saved the day again.
And they still didn't adopt it. This is the second dog they haven't adopted.
And I thought the book was over, right?
One would have assumed, but now he's decided that he wants to pursue a new career. He wants to be...
He has to stay undercover as Josh still, because they're not positive yet if she really was the one who was threatening.
Or perhaps she had co-conspirators.
Yeah. Or if they... Or was her story true? Like, she pulled out a gun on you. So they're back to the story of working, and I learn about their work day again a little bit of just like this back and forth of them still kind of trying to live life. Well, then he learns, yep, it is her. Judges are going after her, blah, blah, blah.
The judges are going after her? The judge is prosecuting?
Judge.
What the fuck is going on? She was found guilty, so a year and 9 months later.
It was like the judge agreed to something. But now he really has no reason to still be there, and he needs to go back home. And she offers that he can move into her apartment with her, essentially remotely as a writer in this little town in California. He's like, I love it. And
he never wrote another book because he only drew off of real life experience.
And he's like, we can move in together. I'll help you get published. And
well, that's why they didn't adopt the dog. They're shacking up in an apartment together. It's probably no pets allowed.
Her dog's allowed.
Oh, shit. She has a dog?
Yeah, this whole time. She takes a dog everywhere. It's a very dog-friendly book. Honestly, if you really love hearing about a good life for a dog, like, she gets to take her dog everywhere. She takes it to the restaurant. She takes it to work. She takes it on lots of walks. She takes him to his apartment.
Is it a service dog? Does she have
she just
needs?
Has a whole life centered around you can take your dog everywhere with you.
Weirdly, I might read this book, but solely from the dog's perspective.
The dog's POV, he saved the day. He's the hero.
He's the greatest. Josh kind of sucks. He seems like a bad writer, and also he's bad at solving mysteries.
I think I would like it.
Also, why would this woman give a shit if he wrote in somebody else as the murderer for this?
So
what was her motivation for wanting him dead?
That. Her motivation was, you're talking about this murder. Stop talking about it. Because this girl even asked him, like, why didn't she just keep pretending to be the grieving wife and get away with it? Like, she already was getting away with it. Well, he's like, well, as soon as I
poisoned your food when you came back to the goddamn restaurant afterward.
No clue.
Like, this is horrible.
It was
whoever wrote this is bad at writing.
And I think it was her
and they
who wrote
a bad writer. Yeah, this is terrible. Everybody sucks except the dog, which we don't even know that one's name.
Oh, I think I probably should have.
I'm positive you skipped it. Yeah, I was throwing a little shade at you on that one. That's my bad.
I learned one dog's name. It was Spike, and another one was Mika.
Okay. You know what? We're going to run that.
But
was Mika the police dog?
No.
Spike was the police dog? Spike's a bad name for a police dog.
And there's no way they didn't adopt the dog. There's no way. I think that I just missed it.
Okay. They adopted Spike, you mean?
They had to have adopted him. That's such a ridiculous ending. To have such a dog-loving book and a dog saving the day to not adopt Spike.
Wait, are all of these dogs up for adoption?
Yeah, nearly all of them. Except for the ones at the clinic.
Well, this is what I'm trying to understand. There's a lot of crossover happening, and this is in a gated community. Are they finding these dogs in this gated community?
There was never a customer that walked into the clinic with a dog.
I'm dubious of this whole clinic. I think they're all
Very
bad
dubious.
guys.
And I love the odd detail of there's this vet clinic and there's a downtown clinic. And that was part of their problem, that she would work at both of these clinics.
She's moonlighting downtown. This is so fucking funny. God damn. Your book sucks.
I know.
Give me stars. How many stars? Just off of enjoyment.
I'm basing them all off of the Amish book, the first one.
Undercover in Amish Country was a fucking godsend for you.
It was so much fun.
I
This
tried to get you to
wasn't
read the
fun.
sequel and you didn't want to.
I
You
need
chose
to.
this.
I want to read some more of the Amish ones because this was rough. As far as I don't think that I was reading with the same purpose it was intended. I was looking.
This book's purpose is to become kindling in a fire, near as I can tell. This was garbage. I enjoyed you telling me the story so much, and I have zero desire to pick this book up.
That's kind of how I felt about Ice Planet Barbarians.
No, Ice Planet Barbarians, legitimately a fun book.
Yeah, you definitely
This
had more
sucks.
fun.
This
I-
is not fun.
Had fun knowing I would get to tell you about it.
When you figured out that it was the wife who did it, did you know immediately that you're like, oh, fuck?
I realized that I should have put more weight into the names in the part that I read at the beginning. But I just was like, all right, you wrote a book about a loose, no evidence murder.
About a loose wife and a murder that happened.
Yeah, I should have guessed
So give it a rating out of 5 stars.
1.
Oh, no, I mean out of your actual experience with it.
My experience was fueled by being excited to tell you about
That's
it.
fine.
2 to 3. I was
Well, it didn't raise that like I
But
thought it would.
it's
For you, that is a fucking
2.
wow.
Yeah.
That's bad for you. I don't think I've heard you give books reviews like that.
Really think that if you went into it of, I want time to kill and just something that's just there. I don't know.
Here's my question. Was this more or less interesting than going online and reading like a Sapporo menu or something?
Probably the same, because I really like the food on that menu and would really enjoy thinking about getting to eat it.
Okay, so I read a thing about tire compounds and how they've changed over the years and which compounds are currently available and how few
Oh, this
actual
is
tire manufacturers
better.
they are. Do you actually think this is better?
I do
I will
think it's
warn
better.
you, I legitimately think if you want to research rubber tires, it is more interesting than what you've read.
I did skip a lot, but it was very frustrating because it wasn't easy to skip around.
Well, you can't do that with Tire Store either. You really got to start the beginning.
Yeah, that's a book.
You're my bestie and you took that bullet for me. I love you so much.
I love you. You're my bestie.
Open your legs and close your books. It's over.
No.
Thank you guys for supporting us. It's been a good time. If you'd like more,
Follow us here, TikTok or Instagram. Fable, if you want to join our book club. Patreon, if you want episodes early.
dropping on Tuesdays if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Episodes are releasing on Tuesdays. If there's a 2-parter, it's going to be on Thursdays.
We accept 5-star reviews and nothing less. If you leave something less, you're a motherfucker.
No!
Oh.
Honest reviews.
Not that honest. Only leave a review if you're willing to be a 5-star honest person. Should we come up with something mean to say to him on the way out? I kind of want to pick on him.
No, I
don't
won't
want
say
that
love
mood.
you. Bye.
Oh, you can tell him that you love him.
Okay.
I won't.
Love you guys before Ryan bullies you out of here.
I'm fine with most of you. I love you, bye.